Welcome to Waterline Farm. My name is Stephen, and with my wife Tammy, we are developing this farm to raise our own food in a sustainable way, free of pesticides and herbicides. Our place is located on Lake Hudson in northeastern Oklahoma. Lake Hudson is part of the Neosho River and the Arkansas River Basin. We have an underlying focus of maintaining and developing habitat for wildlife such as birds, deer, pollinators, and our resident eagles. Recently, we were awarded 2 grants from the Oklahoma Forestry Department to create a riparian buffer, establish windbreaks, and provide forage and refuge for wildlife. This is an aerial view of our shoreline. The shore between the 2 red lines is our property. Our shoreline is about 100 to 150 meters from the river channel. The stream flow is subcritical and varied. Although the lake is normally tranquil, flood events and wind-driven waves can erode our shore. The yellow lines are the shores of our 2 neighbors' properties. The first one to our east removed some trees a few years ago, and their shore is beginning to recede. The second one, to the east, removed their trees decades ago. Their shore eroded and receded until the lake water encountered another row of trees. To add to the existing sycamore and willow trees on our shore, we planted several more sycamore and cypress trees, represented by these 3 blue lines. Unlike our neighbors, we do not mow the grass within 100 feet of the shore. This has allowed deep-rooted native perennial plants to grow. Among those wildflowers are several native milkweeds, which attracted a few dozen monarch butterflies this past summer. Hopefully there will be more next year. Past flooding deposited debris on our side of the lake. This is the flood of 2012. The flood of 2019 was much worse and extended to this blue line. As the grass grew over the deposited debris, it created natural contour swells. You may be able to see them in this photo. We planted sycamore and oak trees along these swells to create more stable upline buffers. The trees in the pink circle are silver maple trees, which we use as forage for our animals. Also, we planted windbreaks on each side of our property to minimize evaporation and transpiration, particularly in the summertime. In addition, they will serve as habitat for birds and other wildlife. Moving uphill toward our house, we found the water runoff went to the west onto our neighbor's property. We built 3 hugelkultur mounds installed on the contour. A hugelkultur is simply a mound of dirt burying logs. This diagram explains the concept of planting trees on these mounds so that the decaying wood will serve as fertilizer for the new trees. Since we get tons of driftwood every year, we thought the best use for it would be in these mounds. We were very successful in planting our fruit trees on these mounds. They allow us to harvest water and fertilize the orchard naturally. However, further to the south of the hugelkultur garden, we found the water gathered from different parts of our property and still crossed onto the neighbor's place. These blue lines illustrate the runoff. In order to keep the water on our place just a little longer, we graded the ground to divert the water back to our side. The little yellow spot is where we graded the ground, and as you can see, it diverted the water back and kept it on our property. In the future, we are going to harvest water from our house and barn in 2 10,000-gallon cisterns. From these cisterns, we will water our pecan trees, vegetable gardens, and livestock tanks. Thanks for visiting Waterline Farm.